Hey everybody, what's up? This is Retrokid Reviews doing a retro rundown for the week of the 15th of July, 2025. Yeah, I'm more or less datertizing, or I guess editorializing my TV roundups this year, in case you could tell. Haven't really done one in a while this year, so we're just gonna go through some stuff I've been watching and talk about some upcoming reviews after my Mission Impossible 2 retro review later this week. As of this recording, it's Tuesday morning. The final episode of Daredevil Born Again is not going to be a full review till probably hopefully Friday or the midweek of the weekend as well, with the retro review of Mission Impossible 2. Speaking of, I did a first viewing. I haven't watched that movie in years. I'll probably have to do a second viewing because I think I said this in my retro review. Out of the three movies of the MI movies I could do from memory, that is going to be the one the hardest and has the most weird, insane amount of details that I want to get into. So before I do any more self promos for upcoming content, let's get into TV. I already talked about this in my retro review. Sorry, my regular review for Devil May Cry, I think, last week. And I did mention that this is basically a Shinjiro Watanabe of Cowboy Bebop fame coming back into anime. This is Lazarus. I won't go too much into the hook of it. Essentially, you have these characters here looking for a I think rich billionaire that made a miracle drug that is now slowly killing everyone in like 3 days. So they basically have a countdown clock for that. It's got essentially color theory wise, I know this is just one of the promotional artworks, but a lot of if you look at the show's opening, has a lot of like Sentai-isms, I guess. I don't know, maybe Shinjiro Watanabe was a Sentai fan and wanted to do something like that. Speaking of, we're definitely going to get into episodes 6 through 8 of, 6 through 7 of Gozyuger. I do have a preview clip of 8 that I'll probably talk about in the shorts. It's going to be, shorts are going to be limited this week due to how many stacked to full videos I'm going to have to do. So, let me just get back in the rec while we're here. It's a good show. I'm only 2 episodes in. The fight choreography is definitely up to Mappa standards and definitely up to what Watanabe has been known for since Cowboy Bebop, Afro Samurai, Samurai Champloo, and many other anime he's done in the past. And soundtrack-wise, it is basically like nearly like the second coming of like Cowboy Bebop levels good of like the soundtrack. So again, if you're watching it here, stateside wise, through HBO Max. Sorry, just Max. My apologies. Or if you're watching on Toonami, Night of on Legacy Broadcast Media. Again, check your local listings, stuff like that on the TV side of things. For the Max side of things, it is next day. It's been their advertising for a lot of original anime that they get to have down here. So that's kind of it. Again, I'll probably do a full season rundown probably when the final episodes drop, or I'll just put it in the 60-second Rex like I usually do. So, that being said, what I will also try my best to do, figure-wise, before we get to Gozyuger, is talk about this. This is my newest Marvel Legends Wolverine. This is from the I was gonna say Invasion. Secret Wars 40th anniversary wave. So here's the box. We're gonna free fall a little here. I'll try to show it off more in a upcoming Marvel Legends comparison video, because I also want to get Dawkins' first appearance and give you a quick preview of how the scaling is gonna look when I get to the basement set, just to show off the lighting and show off a lot more what's going on here. Also, Robo who already did a full half and half wave review of the Secret Wars figures. He's kind of not lying. There is some, not splotchiness, but like it's a little too bright for a brown costume Wolverine. I'll get more into the weeds of it later. Also, he did not in box come with the claws right out of the gate. He came with some new hand options, which is rare for me because I think I missed out on the Astonishing Logan and obviously the X-Men 97, which I think most of this mold is going to be. Again, I'll get more into it with probably a 60-second rundown of just the figure itself in shorts, and then a full comparison review with Dawkins later, probably next month when I get to see that, hopefully at my local comic shop. So with that said, let's get to the final half of this review. Gozyuger episode breakdowns. Starting off on episodes 6 and 7. 6 is the main reason why everyone was talking about it. I think even, Dawson Ryder here used the draped over Daijujin mecha as their not their his I guess on their opening. So we're gonna get to pretty much a speed run for episode 6 because I didn't really follow too much into the guy that's turning into the Red Senshi that week. In this guy's case, I think he was a recurring character. He was like a failed politician that just wanted to live a dream of like reliving his childhood kind of thing. It was like one of the tests the Gozyuger tried to do that week. So I won't go too much to it. There's a lot more physical comedy for that. If you're down for it, I'm down for it either. This guy here in episode 7 is supposed to be essentially a historian of Super Sentai, pretty much the closest thing to like a Gokai Silver kind of character that just knows way too much going on when it comes to Sentai. And the fight at episode 6 for Don Brothers cameo slash the Red Senshi that week. It had a good ending. It ended well. There was a lesson to be learned, and then they got the rings. And speaking of Sentai rings, that's kind of how a lot of guest character or original creation characters that's going to have loose ties to previous Sentai is mainly going to work. If we can turn you back to, I want to say, this episode here. The grayed out Gozyuger morpher, I think, is supposed to be for anybody outside of the main 5 cast to just try to do henshins or transformations like previous Sentai, because in episode 7, this guy did the usual Gozyuger dance, but he still added a little bit of Mighty Morphin slash G-Ranger flair to it by the end, which was a really cool idea, and I hope that does get executed more for previous Sentais that get name dropped throughout the season. So that's just really how I feel. And let's get to, if I found the photo, right, the Tegazord of it all. It was a good fight. Both of them were good. I'll say episode 6 had the better Tegazord fight because you had the Daijujin reveal at the end with the cake monster, so that's just me. However, the follow-up with the combined attack stuff was actually pretty cool. Also, we're still, I think, in their beginning arc, and aside from my Stuffy Nose Society, you could probably hear, they haven't done a full combiner mech yet. Which is actually pretty interesting. It's kind of a role reversal of like building the team later on, kind of early arcs in Sentai, but now with the Tegazords, so that's pretty cool. So I don't know if there's already solicitations and marketing already out. Like in Hawkilles' case, I'll leave a link to it, or maybe in the cards. Of what a fully complete Gozyuger Becca would look like with all the Tegazords together, unless they have separate pieces and stuff like that. Again, I didn't look that too much into the toy marketing after the show premiered, so bear with me as always. So, last up, previews for episode 8, because yes, as much as I would love to traumatize my semi-young audience on, well, a Mighty Morphin Red getting shot in the back by the new potential 6 Ranger over here, the Ring Hunter, and honestly, everything about him, and I think his debut henshin that I saw in the highlights for this week's videos, put it bluntly, basically, I think Toei is once again trying to steal a lot of Garage Heroes or Toku's flow when it comes to like the drip, the cave. His Ring Hunter Morpher has a lot of generic gun sounds and stuff like that. And the reason why I'm holding on to Gozyuger and Ninja, other than I previously reviewed one of these shows, go to my last cards for that, by the way, as far as Ninja goes, is that I think he's going to be the Baron, if you're a Gokaiger fan. He's basically going to summon previous Rangers to go after them, which explains the ring hunting. And it's going to be really cool for arcs coming up, mainly because, if I remember correctly, when I was Googling this... No, sorry, bear with me one second. This is probably the least heavy-handed Googling I had to do this week, so again, bear with me. Yeah, this guy right here, I think, if I remember correctly... Oh, wait, I had him from the jump. Sorry. Alright, yeah, look. Technical difficulties, but we got there in the end. Yeah, this guy here might be Goju Wolves, aka Goju Reds. Potential long-lost brother kind of story arc. Again, I'm going off of stills. I don't want to show any full footage due to, obviously, Toei being Toei. And, yeah, ultimately, I kind of like the whole look of it all with his Goju Hunter Ranger suit. The gun head is actually kind of funny, and I don't know, it's more like a Chainsaw Man kind of situation for the aesthetics of it all. And that's really it. So in summary, for this week's rundown, I highly recommend Lazarus. It's a good return to form for Shinichiro Watanabe. Mappa is doing fantastic work as always for the animation. It's still early in the arc, so I will do my best to talk about it when the show wraps up, probably later in the year. I will definitely come back, hopefully next month or later next month or later this month to do a comparison reviews with Secret Wars Wolverine and hopefully the first appearance in the comics Daga during the Dark Avengers run. And obviously, yes, I still want to do a full Logan family collection, and I absolutely will. Again, I've said this with every Legends review when it comes to lore. I am very much aware of her X-Force re-up. I hope there's more articulation. I have a previous figure of that to probably do comparisons of, and my review is coming out later this week. And yeah, ultimately, if you're still on the fence with Gozyuger, give it a chance. Obviously, due to what's currently going on economically with the tariffs and everything, it's gonna be hard to get the toys. Because out of the plethora of Morphers that are probably going to keep coming out for this season, this is their 50th anniversary Sentai. They would be pulling out all the stops toys-wise. I absolutely would love to get, where was it? Here we go. The Ring Hunters Morpher, because everything about it just screams pretty cool stuff for a Sentai, more or less. And yeah, I don't know. It's a lot of work going into catching up with this show. Keep in mind, this is the first 10 episodes, and the fact that I'm basically this knowledgeable coming into a Sentai in a long time probably means more I'm focusing it mainly because it's an anniversary. But then again, that was the same case with Dawn Brothers, so who really knows? So with that awesome shot out of the way, end card's finally coming up to my previous video, which was, of course, my first half of starting off the Mission Impossible reviews leading up to Final Reckoning. Yeah, speaking of, bike over here to see my shorts playlist, which will probably may or may not be the 60-second short on either the final half of Daredevil or, more importantly, this Secret Wars Wolverine you're seeing here. And speaking of, go to him to hit the notification bell down below, subscribe as always, and until then, take care, and yeah, that's a lot for a Sentai, and yeah, I need to figure out how to do more pullbacks for the full current cast this season. If you got any ideas, let me know in the comments.